Hello, peace and blessings, beloved. I am Jovhannah, also known as the Spiritual Love Healer. I am an intuitive tarot reader and energy healer. And today I want to talk to you about prosperity as a single mother. So I have a Facebook group called Healing Single Mothers, and I created it to have a safe space for single moms to come to talk about life as it applies to us, our goals, whatever it is that comes up where, we feel that we need to be heard and supported. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is prosperity. So I did a reading earlier, just a general reading, and it was just talking about manifesting. And I was getting ready to go and do a reading inside the group, and it was very interesting. The cards that I pulled, it still was talking about manifesting and prosperity, but it kind of showed that there were some blocks and not being able to see like the abundance, or feeling like, it's unattainable, like there's not enough support for it. So that's why I decided to do this reading and to talk about prosperity from a single mom's perspective. I'm a single mother, and I know what it is like to not have support, to feel you are struggling, and to even kind of have a lot of guilt around doing things that you love, buying clothes and nice things for yourself, even for your children. That can be a stretch for some of us, right? So I wanted to really talk about that. So the card that I pulled initially, I pulled the Four of Pentacles, which typically is about it's about stability and going with the flow. But right next to that was the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and that's the money card. The Ace of Pentacles is like blessings. So you're feeling that blessings are not coming in, and that you're not really being supported. You're not able to move as fluidly as you would like, and the shadow underneath that was the Knight of Wands, and that to me represents a immature male figure. And then there's the Five of Pentacles, which is like you're not seeing the support, you're not getting what you need, you don't feel that the abundance is there. It's kind of a lack mentality. And what happens is sometimes, as a single mother, depending on your situation, you can feel that because your child's father is missing, or because that relationship ended, because you don't have that support, that that things are going to be hard, that you're not going to be able to make it, you can't do it by yourself, and you feel that lack, that you feel that something is missing from your life and from your child's life. And I found myself doing that. Like, if only I had this support, then I could. And I had to get out of that way of thinking and realize I don't need that support, and for me personally, it's more of a, like, once I got out of that energy, like, oh, well, if I just had help with this, or, oh, see, that's why once I got out of that, I started moving differently. Things started opening up for me. Not only was I able to get away from a lot of toxic behavior and attitudes, I started feeling better about myself, because I realized that I don't lack anything. My daughter is not lacking anything, especially if something is toxic to you and it's no longer in your life. That's not lack, that's a blessing. And that's the thing. I had to start seeing my position in life, being a single mother, just like things that happened with my oldest daughter. I have two girls. One is 16. I know, it's crazy, right? And then my little one is 4. Both, there were traumatic experiences for me around both of my children. And with my oldest, it was a lot of crazy stuff, but I was able to see that as a blessing. And that's what propelled me into the life that I'm living now, into spiritual work, into healing. And with my youngest, I'm seeing that this is also a blessing, right? Who wants to be stuck with someone who just does not have good intention, someone who's not forward moving, someone who's not aligned with the lifestyle that I want for myself and my family? So You know, if someone's not able to be there, to be of support, to be of, not provision, what's the word? To be a provider, to be a positive role model, then it's okay for them not to be there. It doesn't make things easy, and I'm not saying that, you know, that it should be easy or that you should, you know, whatever. I'm not even going to get into that. But what I'm saying is start to see your life, your position as a mother, as a blessing, and start to acknowledge the help that you do have around you. You know, I have my parents. They're super helpful, and I'm so grateful for them. You know, we may not always see eye to eye. They may not do things the way I do them, but they are help. You know, they are supporting me and my family, and I'm super appreciative of that. And I also know that, you know, when the time comes that there will be, you know, somebody else will come in. I'll meet a nice guy, and things will do what they need to do. But in the meantime, I am so blessed, you know, and that's how I had to start looking at things. And that's when things really started to shift for me. And a lot of times we can feel that lack energy because of all the judgment and the stereotyping that is said about single mothers. And it's unfortunate because, you know, not all, it doesn't even matter really what occurred for you to become a single mother. Like, there should be no stigma, there should be no judgment, there should be no shame or guilt attached to that. Because even a married woman, you know, her husband could pass, he could just up and leave, and now, boom, she's a single mother. And it's interesting that a lot of the judgment that I see around single mothers does come from married women. And that just goes into a whole another layer of stuff. But again, like, there should be no judgment or shame. As women, period, as mothers, whether we're in relationships or not, we're all being judged on how we raise our children. What are we doing? You know, so it's like, let's just not add to the pot. But so because I'm a single mother, that's what this, that is what my focus is on. So I really want this week for you to think about what it is that you need. What do you need to feel supported? What do you need to feel, what do you need? Just think about, like, what do you need for yourself? What do you need for your family? What do you need to make it happen? And start to pay attention to the support that's around you. Start to pay attention to, like, the abundance, the blessings that are around you. Like, yesterday, I received so many blessings. So I called myself blessing someone else by purchasing something from them, and they in turn gave me something that I was not necessarily expecting. And then another friend, they reached out and they gave me something too. And then my mom, she popped up and she gave me something too. And it was so beautiful. Like, I was so grateful. So just being aware of the blessings that are already in your life, and then start to get clear on what you want for your future and the life that you want to live. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen overnight, but it's work to help you shift your life in a completely different direction. One of the mantras that I say all the time since like 2000, and I don't even remember, but now it's the name of my business, Positive Forward Movement. Life is all about positive forward movement. So if it's not positive and if it's not moving me forward, I cut it out because I don't have time for it. I'm always focused on positive forward movement in all aspects and areas of life. And that's really what I want you to do. I want you to kind of like look at the various areas of your life. Think about, how are you speaking? Are you saying that you don't have support? Are you saying that, oh my gosh, it's a struggle? Are you feeling envious, or maybe just have feelings coming up because your child's father is not there, or because you're going through something? with your child's father. What is it like? And just really pay attention, and then think about whether or not it's serving you. How is it helping you? If it's not helping you, what kind of change can you make? And just get really clear, because one thing, right, being a single mom, we do all of the things, right? We go to work, we got to take care of the children, we got to feed them, cook for them, dress them, bathe them, read to them, teach them, take them here, take them there. Like, we do everything. We're wearing all of the hats. And so as you are, as you're getting clear on what it is that you want, I really want you to focus on you a little bit as well. Because what happens is we can tend to forget about ourselves, because we're always putting our children first. We're always putting our jobs first, because that's where the money comes from. So we got to make sure that's straight. And we put ourselves last. So really think about you. Imagine yourself as this beautiful pearl, like a gift to just the gift of all gifts, like this beautiful, beautiful, unique pearl. And just think about how valuable you are. Think about how much you are truly, truly worth. Like, you're priceless. Really, there's no number big enough to put on the value that you bring to the world. And really think about that and start to embody that energy. Like, I am pretty unique. I am pretty special. I am extremely valuable, and I am worthy and deserving of the best. So think about some of the things that you want for yourself and start to write some affirmations. Instead of doing vision boards, I'm kind of gotten not tired of them, but instead of doing vision boards, I'm doing something that's called like a vision journal. And I didn't realize that this would come up, or I would have brought it with me, but I'll probably do a separate video about that. And I'll collect magazines, and then, when I'm feeling inspired, I'll go through it and find things that represent where I want to be in life. So it's like a vision board. It's just pages and pages of vision boards. And it's different things. It's some are like drawings that I've done, some little paintings, words that mean something pretty bad, just whatever I want. And really, I'm just building the base for it. Because my own vision has shifted so much. And I think it's really important that we capture and put in the physical the things that we want, so that we can see it, so that we have a visual representation of what we're working towards, so we don't just feel like it's unattainable, or feel like we can't do it, or feel like it's too hard, we don't have the right support, we don't have this, we don't have that. I really want you to, as you go about this week, think about what you want for yourself and your children. So like some of the things that I think about are, like, do I want to homeschool? And I do. And then sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, nah, I'm sending her to kindergarten. She's going to public school. I'm not homeschooling. But I definitely do want to homeschool my child because, lots of different reasons. But I want to homeschool her. So I'm like, okay, well, what does that look like? Well, I decided that I'm not starting until she turns 6, because right now it's just a time for play. And a lot of studies show that we sometimes get children started in school a little too early. So for me, that gives me a little more time to kind of plan that out. Like, what does that look like? And so that's why I'm making changes in my business now, so that I'm not booking very many appointments. And if I do, they'll be on a particular day. So I'm changing things up because I want time freedom. That was why I started my business, so that I could spend more time with my daughter and less time, preparing and doing coaching sessions and things like that. And so since I made that shift, things have started to feel a lot easier. I'm starting to wrap things up. There's a lot of other like little tasks that I need to do to kind of, to of course, transition things. But it feels good to have that plan in place, like knowing like this is what I'm working towards. So I just want to kind of inspire and encourage you to do the same things. And, if you're in a situation where you are not happy, think about what is the ideal situation, and what's the one step that you can take right now that'll get you a little bit closer to that, so that you can move into a better situation for you, and something that's more, more aligned with what it is that you really want. All right. I would share this book with you, but I don't know where it's at. But I'll probably be talking more about money and prosperity, because that was a big thing for me, especially when I was younger, in my early 20s. Having a solid foundation, a solid financial security, financial foundation, all of that is really important, because we have to be able to provide for ourselves. We have to be able to provide for our little ones and get the things that we need to live the life that we want to live. So by starting to even just dream that up, that's getting your mind shifted into a different state. So we're going to be talking more about prosperity, how we can get aligned with what we need to live our best lives and give our children the best lives that they deserve. Because when we're able to know that, okay, we can provide for them, the bills are paid, we got food, we got lights, we got a place to stay, we got clothes, we're good, that puts you in a better state of mind to parent from a place of love and not fear and lack and like being worried and you're stressed or having to work so much because you want to make sure that you're able to take care of the bills. And I know what it's like to feel like there's a hole that, this person needs to be held responsible. And what can happen is we start placing blame on him or her or whoever is not in the picture, right? Because it's like, well, if they were here, I wouldn't be going through that. If they would help me, then my child would have this and that and that. And you are right. You are totally right. But placing blame is not going to get you anywhere. It's going to grow and grow and grow as your child's needs continue to grow and grow and grow. And if you don't let that go, you're going to start to manifest that anger inside you. And that's not what you want to do. Like, you want to be happy, healthy, whole, and complete, irregardless of whatever anybody else is doing. Always take care of number one. Like, you are your precious jewel. You are your own star player. And you really want to tune into that, because once you do, that's going to help you start to navigate differently, help you open up doors, to help you move through some things so that you can ultimately, you can do it, period. Like, and that's, I think, just to kind of sum everything up, like, yeah, it's going to be challenging, but we got this. We got this. We definitely got this. And there's support available. Yeah, like I truly believe like we can do it. We can do all things. And I hope that you all have a beautiful week. If you would like to join me, if you're not already in Healing Single Mothers, I'll include the link below, and I would love to see you in the group. So let me know what you think. If you have any questions around, prosperity, budgeting, finances, yeah, let me know like what you need, and maybe this will be the topic that we focus on for a little while, because I know it can be a key issue for a lot of people. And then money also goes into a lot of things about self-worth, and that's important too, because as a single mother, we deal with issues of rejection, abandonment, guilt, shame, feeling embarrassed, and that can diminish our worth, which again can manifest in us having money troubles as well. So yeah, I think this is a great jumping off point for us. I'm going to be spending some time putting together a schedule so that I know what I'm going to be doing in the group, so that way we always have some information and conversation flowing, because that's what it's all about. So definitely definitely let me know what you think. Share what you need in the comments, and we're going to be prosperous, right? That's, I think, a good starting place for us all, because I know I want to increase my abundance. I want to continue to thrive and to grow and to expand, and I want to bring y'all along for the ride. So let's do this. All right. Bye.